All right, welcome to the latest edition of the FPL America podcast. This is David Smith.
Travis Hoig.
Brian Shesko.
Gentlemen, I'm slowly getting over a sickness that hit me last Tuesday. You know, some would call it a common cold. Some would call it a slight cough. Some would call it COVID. Some would call it maybe a light flu. Mm-hmm. People call these things all types of things.
Some would call it a genetic weakness.
Some would call it a genetic weakness. I would like to think that I've just had a cough that I've been dealing with, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. It may or may not happen tonight. I'm hoping I can fend it off, but as you can hear from my voice has paid the price over the last week. Gentlemen, I was also in the Outer Banks this past weekend getting together in a yearly meeting with 5 other guys. We call it the Poor Man's Charter PMC weekend, where we go out on a friend's boat, we do some fishing, we do some golfing, and we play some cornhole.
Share germs.
Eat some she crab soup and eat some awesome seafood.
This dude talks about she crab soup once a year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, well, this is it.
Always talking about she crab soup.
My wife told me, she said, don't come back home without some she crab soup from this one restaurant.
Yeah.
And I also brought her back from this one restaurant, key lime pie, which is, I swear, like, there's a lady in the Outer Banks that just makes these key lime pies and, like, sells them to the restaurants. They don't make these things. It is so unreal.
He only brings back foods that are in threes.
Yeah.
So 5-alarm chili and key lime pie and she crab soup and Peking duck. That's one word. That's 2 words.
Yeah.
Peking is a
Whatever.
city.
Yeah. Anyway, so the weekend didn't help my voice, only made it worse.
You should have worn your cap in the cold, and instead you got your head cold, and now you're sick.
It wasn't cold. It was. Look, we've done this.
To us,
this
or
is the fourth weekend fourth year in a row that we've done this, and the weather couldn't have been more perfect. There was almost.
It was nice.
For down there, almost zero wind. Like waking up and looking at the intercoastal, the Outer Banks. For those of you who don't know, of North Carolina, sticks out into the ocean. It is always windy. It is an amazing place. It's always windy, and waking up and the intercoastal, which looked like a lake, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It's also flounder season when we were down there. It's 2 weeks a year you can catch flounder and keep them.
They're weird.
Which is pretty bizarre.
They're flounder. They're weird.
Weird looking fish. Looking fish, but kind of fun to catch and really good to eat. Anyways.
Not fun to clean.
All right. Moving on, because everyone's done already if they haven't checked out because I heard about my weekend.
Your voice plus fishing plus she crab soup.
Yeah.
What even is this?
Yeah. What
Yet another annual boys weekend.
It was
one
fantastic.
of 27 that he has.
At least
what you mopes do this weekend?
At least you weren't coaching middle schoolers of some kind.
I can't wait to do
true.
that. Open gyms of basketball have started.
Oh,
this
Lord.
is fantastic. All right.
The international break is almost over.
Is that what this was this weekend?
It was an international break.
It's convenient.
The games are wrapping up as we speak. I could point over here. USA Japan used to be on this TV over here to my right, but it is not anymore.
I didn't want you guys distracted. We need to pay attention.
All the CONCACAF qualifiers are wrapping up, and that'll do it for the World Cup qualifiers for the international break, and it's almost back to club football.
And it couldn't come quicker.
Really?
Yeah, I'm ready. I missed games this weekend. I had to suffer and watch NFL football this weekend. I had to suffer and watch that.
I was okay.
I was fine too.
It was a fine.
I needed a break.
Weekend.
This is not an NFL podcast, but you know what? If the international break is going to fall on a weekend, well, let it be.
Week one of the NFL season is a great time. That is a good
They
time.
did that on purpose, right?
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't care.
Really, what we need to talk about while we're here is, I think, have you done anything with your team so far? Travis has put together a list that I haven't even glanced over here at yet, but I know for sure one of the things that we need to talk about is some deadline day transfers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
massive
ins and outs.
moves.
Some big things have occurred. You guys, I knew that one part of the biggest thing was done. I didn't realize that the second part of the biggest thing was done. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell the folks at home what happened?
Well, there's this big guy. He owns a football club. He's also maybe not above board with his businesses. And is that what?
Nuno Espirito Santo, everyone's fourth or fifth favorite manager in their hearts.
Yes.
No longer the manager of Nottingham Forest. Replaced by Dave, your fifth favorite manager.
Oh, he's higher than that.
Ange Postecoglou.
He loves Big Ange.
Dave, what does this do in your to the Nottingham Forest Football Club?
Sell the defense.
Like this weekend?
And Matt sells.
Or long term? I don't think it matters this weekend. It might not even matter for 2 weeks.
They'll get a bounce, right? They'll get the new manager bounce that is inevitable.
Yeah, but I don't think if I'm Ange, he's only going to have 2 or 3 training sessions with his club. And I wonder if he's learned anything. I wonder if he learned anything from Spurs.
They're going to Emirates. Right?
Right. So
they're gonna come home with a win.
You really want to play a high line there? I don't think he's going to walk through the door and be like,
I don't know. Maybe
boys,
they will.
This is what we're doing week 1.
He's one of the most principled guys. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
But he doesn't have enough time to do that for this weekend.
He's been meeting with Marinakis for months, apparently.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm sure they've worked this all out.
Maybe.
Yeah, the quote that everybody's throwing out there, 3 simple words, Dave. It's the thing that everyone probably wants more than anything. We want trophies, says Ange Postecoglou. And Nottingham Forest, I guess, is the place where
I thought you were going to say she crab soup.
Oh. He might have said that too.
You bunch of mockers.
But it was a different conversation.
You mock because you don't have
3 magic
crab
words.
soup that you
we could have.
With a fork.
You brought some back for your wife.
Another great one.
You're right.
Which you could have brought tonight. Beef lo mein. Now that definitely is 3.
Oh, you're really that just
is
popped,
lo mein 2 words?
It just popped in your
Lomein. Yeah, lo mein.
Yeah,
definitely.
Duh, Travis.
Hyphenated.
I would think it's. The thing I wonder about is it didn't seem like the players. It's not like the players weren't playing for Nuno, where you can see, where Ruben Amorim is saying publicly in press conferences,
these guys don't care about
no
me.
one's playing for right. I don't know who's playing for me. Or the number of times you've had a manager that's kind of questioning the character or the energy of the team, and Nuno's never done that. It was only Nuno and the owner. And that's why
his players played great for him. I think they loved him.
That's what I was going to say. I almost wonder if because you're throwing Ange in there, and it
wasn't footballing reasons. Yeah,
right. I mean, that's what I mean.
Are you suggesting
they're
the
1-1-1, right?
Well, no, I don't think that I think players are professionals, but I think the team is weird. Morgan Gibbs White is the poster boy of the weirdness of this club.
Yeah,
he took the money to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly,
sure. He didn't want to leave at all. He really wanted to stay there. Whatever. But I just think that's why I wonder if it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the players aren't going to revolt.
Well,
I just think the possibility is they just lost a manager that they may have actually liked.
Yeah.
And now they have the unknown of
Ange is pretty likable, I think, from a player's manager standpoint. It is funny that you mentioned Morgan Gibbs White and he wanted to stay the whole time. Crystal Palace is underwater. Or in hot water, I guess that's a better way to say it. In hot water right now for the banner. Did you see that? I sent you that article.
See that banner.
The banner that they had with it's Marinakis holding a gun to his head essentially, and then it's all these things, all these alleged crimes that are, all tongue in cheek. It was very interesting.
They're trying to find out
that it has to play into how the club functions, right? Like there has to be some kind of uncertainty. Yes, the players are professionals, but with all that noise and all the weirdness, it's got to affect them. Especially when they boot a manager that, like you said, they actually like.
Play some sort of an alarm or like not like the breaking news drop. To do the thing with like I don't know, not the air horn either, not like the club air horn.
You know what I do have though?
What?
Oh, you can't hear it.
Do you have a jalopy?
It's the sad trombone.
Do you have a jalopy horn?
No.
That's not going to come through in the recording.
I mean, I can put it on there, but I'm lazy.
BBC.com poll. You guys can answer right here, right now. Is Ange Postecoglou the right man for Forest? Yes or no?
No.
Can you see the results?
I'm going to. Yeah.
I say there is no right man. So no. I also say no.
Oh, stupid ass. No.
They all say no. Tottenham fans are all going to say yes.
So far, 68% of bbc.com/sports/football/articles respondents to this poll, 68% say no. Ange Postecoglou is not the right man for the job. So
there is no right man.
We'll see. We'll see what we'll see if 68% of people have any idea what they're talking about. That was the big news. One of the other big ones, that was the only big like manager news.
Yeah.
I'd say the next biggest thing was your actual favorite team finally getting such a high character, no complaining, just a workmanlike, skilled star coming in. Alexander Isak finally now on the Liverpool Football Club. Good or bad?
I mean, anytime you get a player of his quality, it's good. The circumstances definitely aren't. But I don't know how long that resounds into the future.
I think it was nice that they had that going into an international break.
Yeah, I
Even
agree
though
with
he
that.
hasn't been at the club because he's been with his national team.
Yeah, for sure.
But at least it creates some space, and I think that's what he probably needed the most.
I was surprised he did actually speak yesterday to the press on international duty, which I think says a good bit about him, that he's ready to face it, at least in some part. He did come on as well for a short cameo, and he looked pretty good. He didn't score, but he looked pretty good. Sweden was terrible. They have no other strikers on that squad, so
I'm not paying any attention.
Sweden lost to Kosovo, Dave, in case you were wondering. It was 2-0.
I knew.
That is a country.
I guess what I'm saying is I think most any news that has been out there, including an interview with Isak himself, which some accounts had shared, it seems pretty clear he's not ready to start.
Yeah,
just has not had.
It's gonna be a while.
Not had the training, has not had the minutes. Only subbing on briefly in a World Cup qualifier. Probably says all you need to know about his fitness availability.
That they were trailing in and they needed a win.
Right.
The bigger thing for me, I think, is from his history as well. He doesn't have the constitution to play week in and week out. Like Newcastle rode him so hard that he got injured. Like and the reasoning was he's like a freaking stick man, right?
Right.
Like even looking at like the signing day, like medical shots, you know what I'm talking about? Usually it's like this guy is like ripped.
Yeah.
Right? He takes his shirt off and they're attaching all the things for the heart monitor, or they're whatever, and it's just like this guy's an athlete. No. This dude looks like a freaking marathon runner. He does not look like any kind of like physical athlete, right?
Okay.
It's a little bit odd.
Liverpool setting records, paying 125 billion pounds.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I think it's really interesting that they spent as much as they did, and somehow they've still like have a smaller outlay than Arsenal this window.
Barely, because we had to loan some players
20
and not sell.
20 to 30 million pounds is not that much, I guess.
You got 4 players, and we got 8. So
just saying, we are defending champions though too. So
true.
we didn't need to totally restock.
You can't argue with that.
Unlike the perpetual silver.
Count the
medalists.
rings, baby.
That's right.
Count the rings.
Just saying, careful what you say about spending, because you guys have spent quite a lot and have
you spent 100 million pounds,
zero to show for it.
You spent 100 million pounds on a striker that you didn't need, and then you spent 100 million pounds on a midfielder who has yet to show up in a game yet. Now, it's new.
Yeah.
It's new, and I'm not coming down on Wirtz. I'm just saying the longer it goes without him finding his way, unfortunately for him, the more pressure is probably going to build up. The great thing is,
I don't know about that.
Well, he might find his way to the bench the way McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai has been playing. But you don't want to spend 100 million pounds on someone and then bench him. I mean, what does that say? So again, I do feel like there's some obligation for Wirtz to continue to play. I'm sure. Look, he's a great player. I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Dave, you in the interclub banter game, Toto on X at United Kingsley said several days ago, Liverpool have the most expensive goalkeeper, center back, midfielder, and striker in the league now. So that's one that you can drop the hammer down on all of your Liverpool friends and family if you'd like.
I think it's a badge of honor.
No,
I say take it.
The only thing why this matters at all, and we need to move on because it's not a Liverpool
let's keep talking about Liverpool
podcast.
I could go do this for days.
It's the Liverpool people that for ages have been whining and bitching about Manchester City. Squeak it. I don't care. But why they've been whining and complaining about Manchester City and everyone else spending money. Now, I could get 3 rips who spends what money. But all of a sudden, Liverpool finally spends money.
But the books are balanced, man.
He's talking about what all the other fans, everybody shared.
Your brother especially. Your brother loves net spend.
It's the Jurgen Klopp.
My brother loves the
Jurgen Klopp clip about we can't compete with City. They spend so much. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And the interesting part about that is that there's actually been some reports and. How substantiated they are is unclear. There have been some reports of people having encounters with John W. Henry, the owner of Liverpool, offhand in the off season, and him basically alluding to the fact that we've been able to spend what we've been able to spend, the way we've been able to spend it, because Klopp isn't there making noises about it. Right, like he was all about. No, we're not going to do that flashy stuff. We're going to find the guys that want to work, and we're going to spend under market value for them, and we're gonna bring them up, right? And not do the City thing, not do the Chelsea thing, not do the Arsenal thing, which bringing in Declan Rice at that point when Klopp was still there, right? To try and buy the guy you need, right? Even though they did that for both Alisson and Van Dijk, and it paid off, right? He didn't want to pay over the odds because all of a sudden now those other guys are ready to do that. Clearly, Klopp is not being there is one of the primary reasons why they are doing it now. But them winning a league title after literally spending 12 million pounds on Chiesa, and that was literally it, is ridiculous. So the floodgates are opened at this point. If you split this over 2 windows,
agree. No,
it's much more
the other one
reasonable.
I thought you were going to bring up was the Paddy Power video about the Coutinho money.
That drives me nuts.
All the places,
all the
ways that they're still spending the Coutinho money. Also, the money that you saved by trading Rafael Devers from the Red Sox to the San Francisco Giants. So you saved yourself a ton of money there too.
Anyways, I personally do not care how much the money Liverpool spend. It's just the Liverpool people have been chirping for ages about, oh, look at us. We have all this success and we don't spend any money.
Net spend,
all those mopes spend all this money. And here they are.
Got to sell to buy.
Here they are.
Got to sell to buy. We're doing it above board.
Anyways,
we have sold a ton of players.
I question. We'll see. We'll see who's right and wrong.
For fantasy purposes, you're not buying Isak, even though everyone is buying Isak. No, everyone's buying him. Everyone's buying him.
So dumb.
I think that's ridiculous. I'm an Ekitike owner. I'm going to continue to own him probably at least for that next 3 weeks. And until Isak
his
starts,
minutes are going to get cut, though.
They probably will.
Like he's going to be subbed,
which is fine. He does all his work
in order to get Isak minutes. He's definitely going to be subbed.
If you were buying, though, if you say you're wild carding or you're trying to think of a transfer, are you buying Ekitike coming into this week?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I probably would.
I think Burnley is a great matchup, and I think
I probably still would.
Yeah, I still would.
I think short term, yes, but not for a long term hold.
That's what I mean. Like I was not planning on using multiple transfers. I've already made my one transfer for the game week, and it was not to bring in Ekitike or Gakpo or Alexander Isak for that matter. You're not buying Gakpo 100% though, right? If you're on wild card or you're using one or two transfers,
why would you not buy Gakpo?
I'm just asking what you couldn't now.
Why?
Because wouldn't he be a sacrifice here at some point positionally? You don't think so?
No, not in the form that he's in. And he had another great performance for
Gakpo's been
a pedestrian Netherlands.
Did he pass it to the right and the guy did all the work and scored a lucky goal? Was that how great of a performance he had?
I don't know.
Was that because that's
he definitely assisted? He definitely assisted.
That's how he got
Memphis.
That's how he got his other goal, or that's how he got his return last week.
That's what he did for Memphis, too. But it was it wasn't like it was a good pass.
Gakpo
it wasn't an easy pass.
Continues to outscore Salah.
Yeah, I don't think. I honestly think I would rather own Gakpo over Ekitike right now. I do personally right now.
Oh, okay.
I own both.
I'm just saying. Burnley away is not a bad fixture. It's not a bad idea to own either of them.
I don't think it's a great fixture. I think Burnley's really going to come at them,
which is fine.
Hot take of the week here.
I think that's fine.
Manchester City did a bunch of business, but I don't know that it really matters for
them
for
losing
fantasy purposes.
I feel like Akanji and Ederson leaving are kind of a big deal. Even though Ederson hasn't played, who knows? Maybe it's dead weight. I think Akanji leaving. I mean,
so
he was one of their more senior defenders, and I just look at their defensive lineups, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, so they have Diaz in there, great.
Stones got hurt too, didn't he?
For England,
I think Stones was injured.
Gardeval,
that'd be something.
Still not back yet. Unknown return date. Ake is healthy.
True.
Ake is healthy. Stones and Diaz. That's their center backs. And Gardeval played most of last season not as a center back.
Okay.
And they sold Akanji. What is Kujanov going to come in and play there?
Sure not. Why not?
Is Matheus Nunes? He's now listed as a defender? I feel like last year he was a midfielder. Is he going to be rocking in center back? I tell you what, I don't know about. No one was on City's defense really, although there were some Eight Nori owners, maybe some Rico Lewis owners, but man, I tell you what, I don't know.
I think
City's defense has never.
Stones is hurt, by the way, just FYI.
City's defense has never been this weak, ever.
I agree with that. Stones is injured as of September 5th. Tuchel says, unfortunately, Stones' left camp came with a minor muscle issue and did not progress as we thought and hoped he would, so he left camp this morning because we will not take the risk with him. His expected return date is the 14th.
All right, so he's still probably
factor,
okay,
but he's still currently assessed. At least
he didn't play for
has him at
England.
50%.
And then City goes and signs Donnarumma, who is not Donnarumma, who is not efficient with his feet. So,
no, but he's a freaking animal, man.
For sure, he's a great shot stopper. He's a great goalkeeper. If not one of the best,
he's got. But
the way Pep plays, unless he is changing how he plays, and maybe
why isn't he?
Great question. He might. He hasn't in the past, but maybe he is right now.
Plus, Phil Foden's about to flip a switch, and
right.
All of a sudden, they're going to go back to where they were before.
Jeez.
Holland's scoring goals for fun today, and
Marmoush is now out. They got rid of Gundogan over the break,
right?
And I'm just saying, City, man, I'm staying away from City right now, unless you want to bring in Erling Haaland, which I was talking about pre-pod. I would love to bring him in. I had the money to do it. I've left money in the bank to do that. I just don't love the Manchester derby this weekend. even though United has been horrible. There's something about it I just am probably going to stay away from.
They'll be fine.
And then City have Arsenal the next weekend. So
that's a guaranteed hat trick.
No, Holland will be lucky to get a few touches. Probably has been the MO the last 2 or 3 times they've played.
That could be a good one.
So, anyways, getting back to headlines and deadlines, other things that moved the needle. Jadon Sancho to Villa.
Yeah, Villa had a decent window. Victor Lindelof, Jadon Sancho, Harvey Elliott being chief among those.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those are bad for them. I mean, if you think about...
Is Harvey Elliott going to find a way to start for them?
Yeah, because I think eventually. Maybe not right away, but yeah.
For Liverpool, hardly, unless it was major injury.
Yeah.
And hardly. I feel like he needed some starts.
Yeah, I think that was
Are they going to do like what West Ham did a couple years ago?
Villa?
Yeah, where they just try to win the second competition and just
maybe
putter along.
I don't know
in the Premier League.
Maybe.
I mean, you got to think from a Harvey Elliott standpoint. They lost Jacob Ramsey, Leon Bailey. I mean, Alex Moreno. I mean, they've lost a decent number. Dendoncker was there for a while.
Yeah, they definitely
Coutinho
needed it.
They
finally.
I think Asensio was there too.
Yeah, they did not get Asensio back,
so
which I think
he's gone.
Was,
So they're kind of light in the midfield right now. So I do think he probably will get a good amount of minutes.
Yeah, every team that's competing,
he and Sancho both.
Every team competing in more than one competition, or at least a European competition, needs the depth. This is as disappointing and lackluster a beginning, especially after the so-called great fixtures that they were starting with. Enough that, like, if you have Ollie Watkins or if you have Morgan Rogers, which tons of people did to start the season, it's like, why would you keep them if you have the choice to keep them coming out of this break? So
does Johan Vissa going to Newcastle move the needle?
Vissa does, so does the other dude that
Voltman.
went. Yeah, I
like both of them. I think Newcastle came out really, really.
I want to
well
wait and see before I go that direction.
Honestly,
what was the price?
Vissa, I kind of like.
I was gonna say I
would
too.
go that way pretty early.
Like this weekend early?
Yeah, why not? Newcastle has one of the nicest fixture runs here.
I don't understand this. Vissa is listed as a forward for Newcastle, but the new guy Voltamende is not in FPL yet.
Huh?
He is not currently listed
I thought he was.
in Newcastle's team.
Are you sure?
I just loaded the page.
You're looking in the wrong place.
You're
then.
doing it wrong.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's in there.
You would have, if Anthony Gordon had not gotten suspended.
He's on. Is there a page 2? I got by the page 2.
You got to click the arrows.
Stupid.
I'm saying that if Anthony Gordon had gotten suspended against Liverpool, Anthony Gordon might be in everybody's team right now.
Man, he looked like
exactly. Man. So I'm just saying
he looks like a player.
I would have been one of the many people who was ready to bury Newcastle to start the season, and I would have been extremely wrong. They've played much better than I think than probably most people expected, and now they did do some good business here for their attacking players, or at least on paper it looks like they did.
I want to know.
Especially while Anthony Gordon's suspended, that's why I think the new attackers, especially Wissa, who's like Premier League ready.
Okay, it
works for
them. if you were just dying to get in a Newcastle forward with them playing home to Wolves this weekend after the Isak saga is completely over and Newcastle is ready to come out and just light somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
Vissa 7-5, Voltamade, whatever his name is, Brian, you'll have to tell me. 7-0, who's the better own there? I think the easy answer is probably Vissa.
The easier answer is Fabian Schär. And then, after that...
rolling him out as striker?
He is their best striker.
Sometimes.
He's their best attacker.
Sometimes.
No, I would still go Wissa just because you've seen it.
He's in the league. He's been in the league. He knows the league. He's played against Wolves.
Yeah, you can't bring a brand new guy into your team right away.
I can't wait to see the new Peter Crouch. I mean, he's like 6'8", 6'7", something like that.
That is one of the funny jokes out of this was the new Peter Crouch and Jermaine Defoe. Manchester United was the other. They probably shipped out their greatest curse of the many curses that are upon them right now. But
Hoyland,
Onana.
Well,
Hoyland was one. I felt
you
don't feel kind of bad for Hoyland.
Felt horrible for Hoyland. Although he never produced, man. He had games.
I understand that, but look at what Anthony did as soon as he left Manchester United. Look at almost everyone once they get out of Manchester United.
Well, that's how I felt like for Chelsea for a long time. Anyone that Lukaku and others who leave Chelsea and De Bruyne, Salah, they just needed to leave Chelsea, and then there they go.
Can you believe Chelsea? No, the Onana out.
Official, yes.
And new goalkeeper not a goalkeeper that you can buy, Lamens. I really honestly don't know. I don't know.
Lama?
Lammens.
Lamens.
Not a goalkeeper you can buy. I just wonder if that's not it could get worse. That's the thing.
For United?
Oh, of course.
It could?
Yes. He doesn't have to be great. I think the assumption is Onana's so bad that anyone else
is he going to play
better.
the next game, or is that other guy Batty Nick?
Tonight's podcast brought to you by
Dave. Can't say names.
Thanks a lot, teams, for signing a bunch of players with names that we don't know how to pronounce yet.
Seriously.
I don't know, Dave, and I don't know that it matters at all.
Bayendier. That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh, no, he'll probably... Why wouldn't he start?
He would. He will start.
You have a goalkeeper competition now at least, and if Lamens ends up being being better, then who would be surprised by that?
But who's owning Bayendier? I'm sure someone do.
Some people do.
0.5% own Bayendier. That's ridiculous.
The only other... I mean, were we on...
We're still on headlines, deadlines.
By the time Crystal Palace signed Jeremy Pino... Did we get that one last week?
I don't think so.
No.
That was one that I think that's a quality signing, but not one that you can do anything about. Liverpool not getting Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey is on an absolute tear.
He really is.
He could not be playing better for club or country right now.
Yeah,
Mark Gahey
really
is
good.
crushing.
Glad he's
everything.
at Palace.
Man,
glad he's
what
at
a
Palace.
player. He's obviously trying to prove a point. And then Dave, your third favorite team, Spurs, brought in Xavi
Simons, that's right.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. He might show himself to be a player.
Spurs fans seem to be pretty happy with that, even against the possibility of getting Eze.
I'm sure they were probably worried that Arsenal might come in and take another player from them, but we were full. We had the locker was full.
You can't add any more guys. Not with a team that good.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't mess up that.
No,
can't mess up that.
Only injuries can mess it up.
That's pretty much. Those are the big ones.
What about Kevin to Fulham?
Who's Kevin to Fulham?
Kevin from Shakhtar to Fulham for £34.6 million.
Who?
You know who Kevin is?
I mean, if you want to talk about Kevin, Dave, the floor is yours.
What can you tell us about Kevin?
I'm just telling you, he's a 22-year-old Brazilian.
That's expensive.
He penned a 5-year contract.
That's a
with
big
the Cottagers.
deal.
That's what I'm
a
saying.
Huge deal.
Like, anyone can talk about big things. I'm just like that.
Is he listed as a midfielder or a striker?
Well, if only there was a way for me to figure that out, because I definitely hadn't checked it up to this point. Kevin is listed as a midfielder, a 6.0 midfielder. That's a lot of money for Fulham.
Yeah, especially for a position, assuming he's some sort of attacking midfielder.
I know, yeah, he is.
Attacker. They're kind of dismal because it's obviously not enough for them to have your guy Smith Rowe is not able to sustain the minutes. Big shocker. Adama Traore, too slippery. He's got too much arm grease on, so he can't sustain.
Kevin had 17 goals in 57 matches in the midfield for Shakhtar.
That's great.
Fulham also signed Samuel Chukwueze from AC Milan. They got him on a loan. Is that the same Chukwueze who was at Chelsea a few years ago?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Look, I don't know if they're going to be fantasy relevant. I'm just like, that out of all the signings, ins and out, I'm like, holy crap. Like,
yeah, that's a big deal for sure.
Fulham signed that's a lot of money for Fulham.
What about Tyler Dibling going to Everton for 42?
I think that's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun.
With your boy, Jack.
Yeah, it's good. I like the signing. I think everyone should be pretty excited about it because it's young talent. And going to Everton, that feels like kind of especially for somebody who was rumored to be going all over the place just because he was so good in the little bit that anybody saw him for.
You ringing again? Oh my gosh! Can you stop being so popular?
My wife, I'm trying to text her. Just bear with me.
That's most of the transfers in and out. I'm sure we missed something. I'm sure there are plenty of things, something else that we could have talked about. But the bottom line is that a lot of teams did a lot of business over the right before the before deadline day, and it seems like most everybody did the right kind of business. The one big question mark is Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, with Ange.
Yeah,
and getting rid of Espirito Santo, but it sounds like the players and or maybe everyone at the club didn't have an option. All right. For Arsenal, they couldn't have had a better window. They filled gaps, they filled weaknesses, and they strengthened. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we have enough to compete with Liverpool. I'm not worried about.
I don't know if you have enough to compete with Tottenham.
Who?
Did they get replacement hamstrings for their best player? No. Yeah.
No.
So I do wonder about that.
No. If Tottenham gets everyone healthy and they can start playing for Mr. Thomas Frank, who I highly respect, yeah, they could be good. But I think Liverpool is the, unless City decide they can figure out a way to play. But Liverpool's the target.
That's true. It's an easy two-peat here for Liverpool the rest of the way. I think everybody's playing for second. Can anybody catch Arsenal for second? So this is a really exciting season. I'm glad we've already wrapped it up.
Real quick, the Opta supercomputers came out and they ran the Champions League. Who has the best chance to win Champions League?
Oh, let me guess.
Liverpool.
Oh.
Out of all the teams in Champions League, and 20% chance to win the Champions League. It's pretty good.
I bet I know who's second.
Second was Arsenal, 16%.
Wow.
Yes, baby, let's go.
That's amazing. Internationally, a lot of matches happened here in the last several days, and I think the biggest single performance is the one that might, I don't know, mess people up the most as far as their lineups go, because Erling Haaland
scored 62 goals.
Decided to single-handedly
demolish
end the Moldovan national team.
That was so pointless. I don't understand. Why did they keep going?
I don't know.
It just seems like a bad idea.
They just get paid to do it. There they go.
Paid to take a bonuses. He didn't get a bonus for doing that. It's an international.
Odegaard had a good game in that game as well, but Haaland seems to be.
How many did he get? It was 11-2 or something.
He scored 4 and had at least, I think he had 2 assists.
And he only played for 6 minutes or something.
Well, he played into the second half.
Yeah,
but it was 11. It was 11-1. Hilarious. Good job, own goal, Norway. But the performances overall, I think there were some promising things. I think the biggest issue, as usual, is how far of travel do the South American players have to make?
Yeah.
And tonight, Brazil lost
to Bolivia.
We did not watch that on the TV here, but Allison started. You don't care about that. He's not. Is there a danger of him not coming back? Not like it's going to bother anybody.
I don't think it matters.
Okay. Are you worried about any of the South American players coming back late?
McAllister.
I don't think so.
Who else? Diaz isn't there. Nunez isn't there.
Well, Daniel Munoz, I know that's an extremely trendy pick here for a lot of people. But for Liverpool, for sure, minimum.
Right. What's Munoz's nationality?
He's Colombian.
Okay.
And he did. That game was. It seemed like it's pretty crazy. What was it? 6-3, I think, was the final.
I love a Colombian player. Those guys are awesome.
You have show everybody. You have a James Rodriguez shirt on right now. If you want to unzip, not all the way. Oh, not that. I thought it was a different shirt.
No, sorry.
No, then. But even in that game, like one of the big transfers in, I know a trendy pick here because he is in extremely good form. Lucas Paquetá had scored in 4 straight before tonight. Bruno G, of course, Bruno Guimaraes was in that squad as well. So you do wonder. I mean, just it's always tricky when those guys are coming back because it seems like, they're always at risk of getting a little bit of a rest on the way back. Training in the next few days obviously is going to matter the most. But internationally, I think the big question you'd have to answer is, does Haaland scoring for fun, does that translate back into Manchester City? Dave, you're already saying no because the matchups insist that he won't be great. But 2, it's just for somebody in a position where, I don't know, it just isn't fun or reliable. It doesn't seem like right now. Oh, Richarlison, he would be one of the big considerations. Who also started tonight. Who also did not contribute to any goal scoring. João Pedro had to come off the bench for Brazil in that game. Also did not contribute to any goals or scoring. So all of these guys who are people who likely, if you're wild carding, you're considering or have already brought into your team.
I like that word, brought in.
I do wonder what that. I do wonder what that's going to do. Over the break.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Other injuries that happened on the international break. It doesn't seem like there's many. Marmouche.
That's the biggest one.
Looks to have gotten injured. I haven't noticed many others that were completely eye-catching other than him. I'm guessing his ownership is probably at I don't know, Brian, take a guess at what his ownership is. Marmouche.
I'm guessing 4%. It's less than 5%.
Yeah,
2.8%.
2.8%?
Yes.
Right? Or
I said 4. Yeah.
7.4.
7.4.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe closer.
How are there 7.4% of dead teams already?
Amazing.
It's not.
Amazing.
Dave, you did get an update on we finally did get a timeline on your second best defender. No, your your 5th or 6th best defender, William Saliba.
Yes.
Officially out now for multiple weeks.
Next 3 weeks until the next international break.
Yeah. Does that you feel like that doesn't do anything for you?
Nope.
That's amazing.
He's got mascara.
Yeah, but don't you think that a guy who's supposedly part of the best 2, the best center back combo in Premier League history,
right? Well, not
doesn't
history,
move the needle
probably.
Doesn't move the needle for the Arsenal defense?
We're deep, baby.
Yeah,
we're deep.
That is true.
And if he gets hurt, we got the new Hincape. I don't even know how to say his name. There's so many new guys around.
He's actually pretty good. I like him.
How do you say his name? I don't know.
Old Pierre.
Look it up.
Hincape. Piero. I'm going to call him Piero. Anyways, keep it moving.
No, I feel like those were the big ones. Obviously, Cole Palmer.
Guys who are still injured. Saka, Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer. There was two updates with him. One was team photos for training ahead of Brentford, not pictured in training, and then Fantasy PL on Reddit of all places place where I guess not of all places. Why am I talking down about them? Sometimes they might dig something up that nobody else can find.
Yeah.
A picture of Cole Palmer apparently on a bench tying up a boot.
Oh.
A blurry photo,
like a soccer football boot or like a protective boot.
No, a soccer boot, not a cowboy boot either.
Yeah, because you usually lace those up.
Sorry,
definitely.
A shoe, a cleat. What else?
A boot is fine.
What else do we call it? I'm just saying that's what he was tying a on the pitch shoe.
He was getting ready to play.
This is too much.
That's the point.
Who's on first?
The point is that Cole Palmer, that's the best that you're going to get, though.
Yeah.
I think the question is
one boot.
Yes, that he was tying up a boot.
But only one. We don't have confirmation of the other.
Another big one for transfers in, but that had already happened before the break, was Ismail Assar.
Yeah.
The hamstring injury for Sarr, that was a big one. They're calling it by now it's pretty well known. I think grade 2 tear. Ben Dinnery, premier injuries, of course, giving him a timeline of October.
Whoa.
So a minimum of
which is
the rest of the month.
Weird because he's yellow triangled. He's like 75% right now.
Not a player that a player you obviously cannot bring in. But you're definitely not doing anything with him.
Okay.
Stinks.
For at least the rest of the month, which does stink for sure. Liverpool never gets injured, but when was Frimpong supposed to come back? And does that matter? Does that matter?
I think I think a little bit.
You'd rather have him out there than not, right?
Yeah, Soboslai has actually done a pretty good job at filling in. But as far as we're concerned, I think I'd rather have either Bradley or Frimpong than Soboslai at playing right back. So, and Bradley is not fully fit, even though he did play for Northern Ireland.
He did play for Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
Dave, I think most of the players for Manchester City that were injured, I think most of them it was like, we'll see by international break. The one long-term guy that you know for sure now is Cherky.
Right. Cherky's out till the end of October.
Yeah, so that's really it.
And Calvin Phillips, but you don't care about him.
Who?
Do I?
Wow.
The injury to Matheus Cunha, that was a killer for people who had him captained going into that last game.
Yeah.
And a lot of in-the-know types also. A lot of the pro managers
were captaining Cunha.
Had not only brought him in for that match, but had captained him. So with an indeterminate return date, I do wonder what that does for Bruno and for Bumo. I think those two guys, Bumo looked great in the last game.
Continues to look good, and I think he's going to. That's not going to change.
No, he would definitely be somebody you'd have to. I don't know. You'd have to at least think about it if you're wild carding, or at least I don't know that. It seems like there are too many other guys that are.
They can put Mason Mount over there on the left, and then actually start their 75 million pound striker.
Sure,
they could, or hell, start Xerxes.
That's true. I would like to see. My namesake out there at some point.
Has he not gotten any minutes yet?
No, he's subbed in.
He keeps subbing in.
He keeps subbing in, but they're
the fitness issues.
I don't know. They just either that or he kind of looks scared.
So do you some days, but we still put you in.
Never.
But that's really it. I think the rest of the players. Nobody else had anything serious. Strand Larson got hurt. That was one I think that would have been I don't know. Wolves fixtures I think are still pretty good, but he was already. Even those first two games he kept struggling with ankle stuff, and then he finally gets hurt, has to come off, and so whatever. Those are all the big ones I think. I'm not sure how much that actually does for your planning.
Maybe a little minor, super minor.
If anything, it messed up stuff you had already done as
that's
a
a good
longer
point.
term move, less than it was.
If you wild carded early, maybe.
Travis, you want to get us moving with the mass moves?
Who's going to Semenyo? I mean, right?
Me.
I mean, that's
that's
the biggest one, right?
Already have him.
That was my move. You already had him. That was my one. I finally got rid of. I was tired of losing money on all of my players. I really have to say it's not fun to lose.
No.
Repeatedly lose tenths on players, especially players that are either injured or underperforming. So I've lost enough money, I think, for the year. Doesn't matter. What's
your team value
more.
right now?
Oh, it's awful.
I think mine's pretty bad too.
You want me to clear my whole team and find? You want me to clear everyone tell you how much money I have?
Look on your main page, scroll down, your squad value, and then in the bank, just give me that early season total.
I can tell you right now, Dave.
You don't have to zero everybody.
I just zeroed everybody. I can tell you.
I know, but that's not true because that's actual team value. This pod started this value, but that's not worth it till later in the season.
Well, it's not good.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. My actual budget, all players cleared out of my squad, my actual budget is 99.6.
Okay.
So I am under 100. I'm probably not the only person that's true for, but I don't like that. Not at all.
Not
I gotta say, not my favorite place that I've ever been in this game. I have to log in again, so give me a second here while I log back in.
Well, I tell you what, I just
I'm
now
really
got
not
done.
Sure why it does that.
My current team value, and again, I guess I'll bring this up because there's an opportunity to bring it up. If you look at your main page, look at your squad value and then money in the bank, add those together.
Yeah,
that tells me I have 101. 101 is what that will tell me. That's not real. Okay, and this pod has discussed this. I don't know how many other pods out there. Your actual team value is if your ATV is if you zero out like Brian just did, everyone on your team, what's the value? I just did mine. Mine's 100.3. So that's better than Brian's 99.
Better than 99.6. You have to say
7/10 difference at the moment, but that's real money that I can spend. The actual team value, I mean, when you look at your squad value and money in the bank, that is not money you can spend. That is, and this is one of the frustrating things that this pod and other pods probably have talked about over the years. It's very deceiving, but when you zero everyone, early season is probably not worth it because your value is not going to change much. When you get to mid-season, if you can get that to 102.5 and or if you can even sneak it up to 102.3, that's a significant advantage that you actually will have when you do wild card it. You're going to have more money available to get better people. So it is important early in the season. Try not to lose tenths on players, even if it's worth a hit sometimes.
I have 4 points. By the other measurement, I have 100.1. That would be my team value. So 95.9.
100.1.
And 4.2 in the bank.
So that's a difference of what, 0.7? No, 5. That's only 5. You use 99.6, right?
Yeah, 0.7, 0.5.
To 100.1.
It's all the same in fake money.
It is kind of fake money. All right. Mass moves. We were just discussing that. A lot of people bringing in Grealish. His price, Fantasy Fix says his price is going to go up tomorrow. I think I'm probably going to bring him in too. I think I'm going to bring him in for Reinders. Semenyo, I already had on my team. Enzo, Isak, Pedro. I'm not on the Isak train.
Don't do that.
Travis, Enzo's up there because, I mean, I kind of want to poo-poo it. We talked about this earlier in the maybe this was off pod. Enzo,
we brought him up at the end of the pod a couple weeks ago because it was in the context of all of the other Chelsea midfielders who a few weeks ago were already performing in a way where it was because I mean I can find the quote, I'm sure it's in there, just saying one of these other guys is going to do something. Everyone had moved to Caicedo because he had that great game in their thrashing of one of the crap teams, and Enzo had done well, and then Enzo did well again, and I think the feeling was that somebody not named Cole Palmer was going to be tempting.
Right.
Neto wasn't the other one that we talked about, just saying that all of those guys have the potential to perform really well. Oh, we didn't talk about Garnacho going to them. That was another one.
Yeah, you're right.
They dragged another attacking midfielder / forward into their team. So why not?
Garnacho's got a chip on his shoulder.
Sure he does.
Enzo, in his 3 games, 3, 10, and 12. Travis, when I said it, you said it earlier, I think off pod, he's just going to tease us again and then do nothing. He's going to put another game together, and then he's eventually going to do nothing. I do think, though, with Caicedo playing better than he did last season, it's given Enzo freedom, especially with the absence of Palmer, even though Joao Pedro has been playing in that position. I think it's given Enzo a little bit of a more license to roam up and has found himself in scoring positions. And it showed with the last 2 games, a goal and an assist in both games.
The stat was from a couple pods ago of Enzo and Neto scoring 1 point less than Cole Palmer from mid-season on last season. That was what it was.
That was a good stat.
71 points for Palmer, 70 and 70 for Neto and Enzo. Game weeks 20 to the end of the season last season was the stat that was given on this podcast. It wasn't a ton of points though. That was a low total. Like a low-ish total for midfielders even for the second half of the season. However, it's that they were competitive with each other, and that Enzo is, now I think he's still essentially half of what Cole Palmer is. So whether you believe, I don't know how much of a believer you guys are in Cole Palmer for the rest of the season. I don't know if his form for the year is enough to put you off permanently from him, or you'll just have to see it again from him at some point. I don't know why he wouldn't become a pick again.
Right.
I mean, any of the premiums are going to tempt you as soon as they have a good game.
Yep.
So
they're premium for a reason. They have a history.
Top transfers out, Brian. Did you cover it? Palmer, Cunha, Woods, Saliba, Watkins. I mean, I feel like we've already covered some of those names. That sounds about right.
It's
a lot. 800 million.
Yeah,
800,000 transfers out for Palmer.
Yeah, 800,000 transfers out. I should have done it sooner than I did. I would have had to do it for a hit, though. I had to decide before game week 3 whether to send out Saka or Palmer, and Saka was going to drop what seemed like sooner.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of people talking about this. Palmer's drop caught a lot of people off guard, because I think the feeling was he was triangled, and usually
yellow triangled or red triangle.
He's still red.
Now he's red.
He's red. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people were kind of caught off guard by the price drop on him. It seemed sooner than it was supposed to.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were talking about that. I wasn't. I mean, I was expecting him to have dropped before his price drop. So I knew it was going to happen. I needed to get Saka out. So at least I didn't lose a tenth on Saka. Yeah. That was a good thing.
Just everyone else.
Cunha being out that's injury related. Wirtz being transferred out. You are still on board with this? I think you were on board with it a couple weeks ago. Are you still on board with it now?
Transferring him out.
He also scored over the international break.
Yeah, it's a free kick though. I don't.
You don't believe in free kicks.
I don't believe that they
translate
to form. He's unlikely to take any free kicks for us.
Yeah, who's going to take all your free kicks now.
You would just like him to make a few passes for you.
I think he is doing a good job, but he's doing dirty work right now, and he's struggling with.
You want your attacking midfielder to be doing dirty work?
Yeah, Silvaslide did the dirty work pretty much all last season.
Who's going to score more points this season? On the pod bet for the two of you, Martin Odegaard or Florian Wirtz?
Do we have a Wirtz bet? I don't think we do.
I love this bet.
This is interesting.
I love it more and more now that I've just said it.
This is really interesting. I mean, you're kind of making me think like, oh, no, do I want to take my guy?
Do you?
I don't know.
You have to. Or
this
else
season?
You have to, or else you...
I think Wirtz has a much higher ceiling than Odegaard by a pretty substantial margin.
I'm not going to go against that.
I'm not going to say
that.
That said, I'm still hesitant to say in his first season that he will outscore Odegaard, who he's a great player.
He didn't have a great year last year. He had some injuries.
Though. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be close, probably closer than it probably should be. But I'd love to see Wirtz blow him out of the water.
I'll take Odegaard. I think Odegaard's got.
I hear a lot of clucking. I don't hear a lot of chucking.
I'm chucking Odegaard right here.
All right,
I'm throwing him in
finally.
The mix.
All right.
Look, I think Odegaard for the first time in a long time has some heat breathing down his back on the training pitch, and it might make him take it up a notch.
Okay.
Captain armband or not.
More fantasy points, barring catastrophic injury.
No.
Yes. Injury obviously impacts the overall performance of the player and the thing.
I'm pretty sure that sports books don't give you that type of...
He's counting on Odegaard
getting injured.
It's already happened.
It's definitely going to happen. Not that, I mean, Wirtz did it.
Irrespective of injury,
like an ACL.
Regardless of injury, based on games played, total number of points for the 2025-26.
Points per game?
Points per game.
I don't like points per game.
Total FPL points.
I think total points.
Regardless of injury and regardless of number of games played.
Sure.
Total fantasy Premier League points,
in the
25-26.
No one's going to remember
Dave says
this.
Odegaard.
Travis says Wirtz. And
mark it on the spreadsheet.
It's just a notepad.
Look, they're not saying it anymore. Nate Ravitz and Matthew Berry aren't saying put it on the board anymore. So I feel like we can just carry that and say put it on the board. It was a great thing.
Like legitimately, I want to put a big old whiteboard in here.
We should get a whiteboard over here and put it up on the stinking board. Then I can see all the bets that I constantly keep winning.
Reinders is the big one, I think, after that, because non-injury, just pure performance. Reinders still not as sold as Wirtz is, but only 132,000 transfers in for Reinders, but over 200 and some thousand, almost 250,000 out. Dave, Reinders out of your team?
I'm considering bringing Grealish in.
I know you said that. Were you actually going to do it? Travis, you do not have Reinders in your team.
Well, we're not on night
all.
moves yet.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've had him from the beginning.
Any consideration of getting rid of him?
Yeah, I'm not a hits guy.
If you were wild carding, would he be on your wild card team?
To make the money work, maybe.
Okay.
Reinders or Grealish?
Reinders. I'm just saying, would you? If you were wild carding, are you keeping Reinders in your team?
Travis has a good point. To make money work.
To make the money work, maybe.
Possibly. I just think Grealish is more fun.
Grealish is a whole 1.1 more.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about would you have Grealish or Reinders. I'm just saying if you one of your 5 midfield spots, would it be Reinders? All money, no object, and all and unlimited transfers. I'm just not sure that he would stay in my team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually played with doing a wild card earlier, and he was not in my team.
It's the one. I mean, that's the worst thing with a week 1 performance that you blow everybody out of the water, and you're easily accessible by price. And even now, 5.7 isn't expensive.
Right. I think I just want to cash in on my 10th.
So are we moving into mid-price mids then?
No, I just want to talk more about.
It sure seems like that's what we're talking about here.
No, I want to just talk more about the transfers in and out, because like if you look through the defenders right now, I was going to go through the goalkeepers, but the goalkeepers are honestly surprising to me. I know you're hardly ever making goalkeepers. I'm just saying, Vicario, first of all, is your top scoring goalkeeper for the season.
Sure.
Clearly, nobody is buying it though, because he's only 8.6% selected. They have West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, and Leeds.
That's why I had
really should
Vicario,
which is
from the beginning of the season.
I don't know what to make of West Ham now. You never know what you're going to get with Brighton, especially because it's Brighton away. And you're home to Wolves. I don't know. That's probably the best matchup of the ones that are there. And you're at Leeds. It still seems like it's an okay matchup. It's a promoted team. I'm just saying it's 4 matchups where you're like, yeah, Spurs should get something.
Spurs could win them all.
Right, Spurs could
win all.
Clean sheets is what I guess you care about there, right? Not going to face a lot of shots.
Rhea, Pickford, Pope tied for second on 18 points each. 3 more bad weeks for Rhea.
Right.
Before the Arsenal schedule gets better.
Nice quotes.
Pickford, love those Pickford scores. 2, 15, and 1.
I know.
You love having that as your scores. I imagine those are probably going to stay given the fixtures that Everton have coming up. Nick Pope, most surprising, I think, considering the way, like I said, I feel like everyone was ready to bury Newcastle, and yet here we are. Nick Pope, second highest scoring goalkeeper it's a little deceptive because the 4 that he had in week 2 is because of an assist. Like you probably weren't playing him against Liverpool anyway, and he gets an assist against Liverpool, so hilarious. But either way, Pope's at 5.5%, and like we said, Newcastle's fixtures are improving. Like they got through I think that was probably the toughest thing they were about to do here for a while. So I just wonder, obviously no one's considering him because you're one of your most owned. Sanchez at 24.4%, tied with Sunderland's Rofes for the third most points for goalkeepers. And I'm just saying, there's Rofes at 1.3% selected, a 4.5 goalkeeper.
Oh, Ryan knows how to say this guy's name.
Rofes? Is that
right? He
right?
owns a virtual card.
Reefs.
Of this guy. I don't know. Of a premium.
I did.
Yeah, I know. That's your guy.
We could make this. We could have a So Rare Minute on the podcast, but no.
It would take longer than a minute.
It really wouldn't. No, but I don't know if you guys know this or not. Chelsea and Sunderland so far through 3 games, they're both in the top 4 for expected goals against. Chelsea 3.02 XG against, which is 4th best. Guess who's 3rd best?
Sunderland
2.81 XG against.
It's crazy.
Through 3 games. I get it. It's 3 games. They were against crap teams, but they played West Ham, they played Burnley, and they played Brentford. So they played West Ham at their worst. They played the promoted club derby and lost to Burnley.
Right.
And then game week 3, they won against Brentford, and Rofe got a penalty save.
Yeah.
They're still a target team as far as I'm concerned. I'm just saying, that's your, it's just interesting to look at the top scores and then just think
how
everyone had gone to sells. If you got Sanchez or Vicario, you probably feel okay about it. If you have Pickford, you still feel okay about it. The scores are all over the place.
Yeah.
Agreed. And yet here they are at the end. The scores
I got
are
a question for you, Brian.
What do you want?
With Ange coming in, does that make Nottingham Forest attackers stronger or weaker? So many people are selling Chris Wood. Is it just because they're playing Arsenal this week? Or is it because Ange is coming in? And if so,
I know that for me, when 2 pods ago, when we were buying, I went with what everybody else did. I went with Chris Wood. I captained Chris Wood last game week. It got me the same nothing that it got everybody else that went to him. So now I'm expecting also nothing. That was, I feel like, the expectation going in that Arsenal is not a good fixture for your attackers.
That's correct.
So, but who knows? You never know what you're going to get. Clean sheets are no guarantee.
They never are.
For even the best defenses. And then after that, it's two more really good matchups for them. I don't know. Is Ange going to still be as rigid as he was with his formations and style of play as he was at Spurs? I imagine, right? He's going to go for it. So I wonder what that does for the...
I just see a lot of people selling Chris Wood. I'm like...
Yeah, I did see that as well.
It has to be Arsenal.
Selling...
If you're on a wild card, would you have him?
No.
Right. And so I don't know that that's necessarily how the sales are working here. I think it's still going to account for them.
Yeah.
But if you bought him and you're not planning on wild carding, that's going to flip after the Arsenal game. It'll go right back to where it was.
Probably.
The whole point of Chris Wood was the at Burnley, home Sunderland, the 2 weeks after Arsenal.
Right.
So you can't tell me that if he gets an assist against Arsenal, he'll be the number one transfer in for game week 5.
I think Arsenal have allowed one big chance through 3 games.
They haven't played Chris Wood yet.
That's true.
No, but we did play Salah and Nekatike.
How'd that work out?
All the big chances they created.
How did that work?
They only needed one.
That amazing Liverpool offense.
Yeah, on that free kick.
That sucks for Arsenal.
Because Arteta went there and parked a freaking bus and didn't even try and score.
That is true.
That's not true at all.
That's exactly what happened.
Dominated the first half.
But
it's a 2-half game. Just in case anyone forgot.
Defenders, all the defender transfers in are exactly what you would expect. It's the 2 highest scoring guys, or 2 of the top scoring guys for sure, in Calafiori and Timber. Dave, I still think. How would you not have?
Looking for?
Are you bringing Calafiori in, wild card or otherwise? Is he a top target transfer for you?
I would bring him or Timber in. Yes.
Senesi, the number 1 transfer in, which makes sense given his price. Gahey, given, like we just said, his overall performances. He is a man on an absolute mission. Gahey, second most transferred in. Trevoh Chalobah, 4th most transferred in. Also, I think that's if you need a Chelsea defender and you don't want to spend the money on Cucurella, then you're going Chalobah.
What did you lose?
I was messing around with my ring. I dropped my wedding ring.
Chalobah, second highest scoring defender in FPL. I think the only thing you can say about him is that he is a defender for Chelsea that isn't 6.1. He's scoring a lot of points, and he is second most shots of any defender for the season. And he's second to Calafiori. Calafiori is leading in almost every category. I know it's 3 games.
Do you own him?
Calafiori?
Yeah.
In my heart.
Why don't you own him?
Top scoring defender, Calafiori, 28 points. Number 1 defender for shots so far, 7 shots.
You love that.
The only defender with an XG over 1. So an XG right now for Calafiori, 1.33. Second most touches in the opposition box for any defender. Second to only Hugo Bueno from Wolves.
Wow, Hugo Bueno.
But still,
all I heard was he's not actually leading every category, just most of them.
He is almost unicorn.
I love it. He is a unicorn.
Sunderland and West Ham for Gahey and Crystal Palace in the next 2. I imagine Crystal Palace is solid against everybody, so it doesn't seem like you can pick wrong with either.
Yeah, agree.
Whether you want to go be a LaCroix boy or whether you want to be a Chris Richards, a Richards man. Richards doesn't really. I don't want to.
Doesn't rhyme with anything.
I don't want to dig too deep into that one. But Gahey is the guy on I think on overall form. I don't know how you avoid that guy.
I still would go Munoz.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Munoz is more expensive than the other guys, and yet here we are talking about DEFCONs and talking about actual performances and stuff, and Munoz is now kind of far down there on the list at this point, and that I don't know that I'd be bringing him in though this week. I know the matchup is good, but I kind of would want to know for sure before. If I was on a wild card, he'd be like a placeholder for now.
Who, Munoz?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just thinking he might not even play this week.
He'll play.
Yeah, the travel thing has got everybody all worked up.
Why not?
Every international break.
Munoz will play.
Virgil, right there, right after Timber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 most transferred in. Are you bringing Virgil in on a wild card? It's purely the fixtures, right?
Yeah, Liverpool defense just don't.
Burnley's going to score, aren't they?
Yeah.
Burnley has two midfielders that are shockingly highly ranked. They got Jaden Anthony and Mark Collins. No.
Cullen.
What's Cullen's name here? What's his? Josh Cullen. We need to familiarize ourselves. It's Josh Cullen and Jaden Anthony. At the moment, 3 games in, they are ranked in the top 7 of midfielder scoring. It's a little shocking to me.
We talked about it because they're from Burnley, and that are you seriously going to bring in a Burnley player with one of your spots?
No.
But that's why I think that's the issue.
Not because of what's available when we finally, if we ever get to the next segment, mid-price mids.
Are we seriously? I think that was just left over from last time.
No,
he said he wanted to talk about it.
Yeah,
Dave, so I just want to nail this down because Gabriel is on the list of defender transfers in 125,000 transfers in for Gabriel. Why is anyone bringing Gabriel in?
Not sure.
Forced at home, man.
Is your angle because Calafiori and Timber are there?
Yes, and he's more expensive.
Gabriel,
and also Gabriel has not really. He's not a DEFCON guy, so
he's a header guy.
Yes, right. And they're just gonna try and get corners over and over and over, and free kicks. They're gonna lay down on the ground and roll until you give them a free kick.
I can't. I'm so looking forward to hearing this whining and this petulant excuse making that Travis is going to be producing for the rest of this season.
Hey,
it warms my heart.
I was given very clear instructions from our
Set Piece
Slack
FC
group that I needed to be much more aggressive with my opinions, especially as it relates to how terrible Arsenal is at everything.
Oh, they're so bad at everything. Oh, they're so bad.
All the Newcastle. I just think Gabriel's not. I can't even think of what would make me get him.
I had him. That's the only reason why I
given the new scoring system and knowing that he might score 2 to 4 goals this season total.
Right. That's enough. That's enough, though, isn't it? That's enough to offset even
No, you're right, Travis. Like Virgil's usually good for like 4 goals a season.
Isn't that enough to offset the DEFCON stuff?
Maybe.
It's pretty close.
6 points. That's 24 points. If a defender scores 6 goals, that's 24 points. That's 12 games. A defender would have to get DEFCON to balance that out.
I know we talked about this, and I'm a little torn on whether or not to hedge in the direction of DEFCON or just go for either form and fixtures the way everybody else does. Because right now it seems like a template is to buy Tarkowski, Senesi, Sepp Vandenberg, and just pick the guys who have hit the DEFCON threshold every single week, and I'm just going to put those guys out there because obviously they got it the first 3 weeks. They're going to get it every week from now on.
Obviously.
Or Michael Keane, if you want to go to Michael Keane until Branthwaite's healthy and have Everton a defender in your team again. I don't know. I'm just saying like this is like Porro and Van de Ven and Romero were all, the trendiest picks after week 1, and they still looked good after week 2, and then they lose 1-0 to Bournemouth, and all of a sudden, like, Porro's down here below Tino Livramento in transfers in, and Van de Ven at 4.6 is barely up there in the transfers in. So it just makes me wonder. I'm dead serious. If I was bringing in a defender, I might just go with Fabian Schär and just take the chance on somebody like that, where him, Munoz, the guys who are just always a threat to score in fixtures and then also fixtures that are still pretty good. But that's it. I just wanted to throw those names out there. That's the end of the defender talk.
Travis, I just wanted to bring up mid-price mids because I feel like this is the first time that I can ever remember where if you wanted to wild card right now, you could throw a midfield out there and it would be the cheapest midfield of all time that was still producing. I know 2 seasons ago, Brian, there were certain guys like Cole Palmer that broke the FPL system because you could
Lundstrom.
Right. That you could spend very little money.
Those playing in midfield. That's right.
I think it was 2 or 3 seasons ago where Odegaard, there was multiple Arsenal players who were priced cheaper than they probably should have been. Cole Palmer was priced cheaper, and the ownerships of these guys were in the 30+%, and they were producing, and it just made it so that everyone just kind of had free money everywhere. I feel like that's where we are at the moment, with Gakpo out producing Salah, with Palmer and Saka out. Most of the higher priced guys are not producing or injured, and it's like, man, you truly have autonomy to go get whoever you want to get, and money not be an issue. I don't have Haaland or Salah at the moment, and I have a fairly strong team all across the board, and I still have £3.5 pound in the bank. And I never remember a time in FPL where you could get away with literally your whole and feel good about it. My current midfield is Semenyo, Eze, Gakpo, Grealish, Johnson. Assuming I brought Eze in on my wild card. Assuming I make the transfer for Grealish, that's not official yet. Johnson with Spurs. I feel pretty good about that midfield going into this next week. I don't know. And then, look, my strikers are Pedro, Chris Wood, Ekitike. Now, Chris Wood will probably be on the bench. Defenders, Calafiori, Cucurella, Tarkowski, Van de Ven, Nico Williams, my weakest. And then I got Vicario starting. I don't know. It just seems like, man, where's all the points going to come from? But all these guys have been producing every single week. Now, this past week I had a bad week, but I don't expect that to continue.
Yeah, it's because the injuries have forced everyone cheap to do everything. Salah, 16 total points for the season, which is not going to be on the first page of most sortable lists. Bruno Fernandes also kind of far down there.
Thank you for mentioning Bruno.
Still top 20 though, 15-20 though, isn't it?
Who?
16 points.
Yeah, for sure. It's still, and it's only 3 games, so I think it's just also Mo Salah 4 total shots, 2 shots on target. It's the total package at this point. And we don't have
ranked
to
18th.
Right, we don't have to
15, 20,
relitigate whether or not it's worth it to have Salah or not, because all the names that you can, every name you can talk about.
The top 10 goal scorers, there's 3 guys over 7. Everybody else is under 7.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
And the fact that midfielders, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys who have scored more than 1 goal so far. So, and one of those guys is, I think Jaden Anthony is the one that you look at and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Everybody else, you're like, Semenyo, Enzo, Sarr, now injured, and probably have to think about it. Brennan Johnson, he ruined everything for everyone against Bournemouth last week. Playing 53 minutes or 57 minutes or something like that.
I was so mad.
And then Paqueta, who is now become an extremely trendy pick coming out of the international break. I think someone who has dropped in price, who now all of a sudden, because West Ham had 1 good performance, Paqueta's had 2 good performances, and
he always performs. So.
And now everybody's ready to bring him in.
Brian, there's also a few other players out there. Kind of mentioned Njai. He might fit in that category. He's got a 2, 8, and a 7.
I think you'd have you don't have a decision between Ndai and Grealish. Yeah. I feel like that's a fair. I feel like I totally understand the debate over those 2 guys.
No, same basic
for
price,
sure.
Right.
Grealish is at 6'7", and Ndai is 6'5". Another guy who's 6'5", and I'm not
6'7".
He just started saying weird things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't say that?
I don't. I just know. I know it like Brian, everybody else has to.
Declan Rice coming off a 6'6" and a 4, And it just feels like there's certain guys like you said that might be him the whole season.
Declan Rice has 16 points, and so does Mo Salah. Declan Rice was in my when we talked about it preseason. I had him in I don't want to do I had him in one of my early drafts, but I actually did. I made I put the stat package together for Declan Rice to start the season. I was believing in it, and I took him out.
You're believing in a lot of things.
I was believing in Gakpo, and I was believing in
Reuter.
Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
Reuter injured himself, so that didn't help. That didn't help the Reuter.
This can be the end of the segment.
For sure.
I just was like, sure, you can see who I would recommend probably going for this week. You're right, Brian. It's splitting hairs with Grealish and Njai. I think Grealish's upside. I think Grealish has a higher upside there.
It's just the creative versus the penalty taker, and the guy that can score is that's. And Grealish can score goals. I'm sure he will score goals this season. It's just he's not the designated penalty taker. And,
no, for sure. But I guess that just doesn't scare me because he'll be the one drawing the penalties. But look, and he's played his last 2 games. He has 2 assists in both games. I do think goals are going to happen for him as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys too. I mean, even Minta is another one that, he's not probably on anybody's top consideration list, but he's leading the all midfielders in opposition box touches. I know that's I know you love that.
Touches.
Love the box touches, but I do want to know who's the most active in the opponent's most vulnerable area. Minta is he's the danger man
in
there.
The opponent's most vulnerable area.
He's ahead of Semenyo, Bumo, Salah. He's 5 touches ahead of the next most toucher. So I think the issue is it's a Brighton attacker who's doing some work. Dango Otara is another one that I think should be a consideration. He's not he's ultra efficient right now, and that's always the scariest thing when somebody's
ultra efficient.
You don't want somebody who the worst thing is somebody who scores 3 goals on 3 shots on target. I never want to see that. It's been a hallmark of this podcast for the longest time.
Yep.
I don't want 100.
You love that.
I don't want 100% success rate as a determining factor for why to get somebody. Good. And some guys will do that for a minute and then they fade and they don't do it anymore. But no, Dango Otara is one of those guys. I think he's already scored a goal and he's up there for big chances, and he's Brentford's, if not their best attacker, one of their very clear top 2.
Yeah, agree.
So it's another guy. He's in that $6 range. It is true. This is exactly why there are so many ways that you could go with this. Mm-hmm. And I really don't know what fixture chasing looks like right now. This is as confused as I've ever been, I think, as far as I could wild card. I have a minimum 9 players that I would switch. If I wild carded right now, I would easily clear probably 10 of my players.
Do you know how much fun
less
the rest
confusion
of this week will be if you do that? It's so much fun.
It would be
that
for a bit, but it's less confusion so much as it's more so spoiled for choice, right? Like overwhelmingly spoiled for choice.
Yeah,
which is a cool place to be, but it also breaks up the template a little bit, right?
It's crippling.
Right. Well, it can be.
Crippling indecision comes with unlimited freedom. That's what I've learned.
Speak for yourself.
Travis, night moves.
I dropped Cole Palmer for Semenyo.
Okay. I like that.
Boring.
It's super boring.
Does seem kind of stock, but necessary.
Boring.
I don't hate that at all.
You guys would say, hey, you argued directly for Grealish 2 game weeks ago, and who did you bring in for your midfielder for game week 3? Brennan Johnson.
Who, me?
I thought you were going to say that to me.
Did you bring Brennan Johnson in?
Yes.
We
I
also
argued for him, too. He was arguing against him.
nines.
Speaking of arguing,
we do have our first
we have our first bet win.
Yes, which is probably me.
It was you.
Yes.
It was that dumb one that you did.
Oh.
He said Brian was dead sure that the score line of the West Ham Nottingham Forest game was going to be West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest either 5 or 6.
Yeah, it didn't happen at all.
That is not how it went.
Nottingham Forest got absolutely.
It was West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 0.
So
David wins the first bet of the season.
Dave.
That will probably be the only bet that we recap a win on, even though I write them down.
First of many, Travis. Get used to it.
Hey, look.
Whatever. You and I are the ones that bet most
like
things.
Dave always says,
I can't wait
scared
for this.
money.
Don't make money. The great philosopher. I can't even say his name anymore because it used to be funny. Now it's not funny. I can't even say who actually said that. But
No, it was Diddy.
yeah.
I'll say it.
Jeez.
I used to say the great philosopher, P. Diddy.
What transfers you making?
Well, you need to say who you're captaining.
Gakpo's on got the armband right now.
Wow. Okay. Man, I didn't make a night move. I did bring in Grealish. I officially sent that through. I banked the 10th that I had made on Reinders, and
wow.
I brought in the Grealish. And man, I'm looking at my lineup. I don't know who to captain. That's the problem when you have a non-Holland, non-Salah. I don't even know if Grealish is going to play.
Against Villa.
I don't know if Grealish is going to play in my fantasy team. I have Eze, Semenyo, Gakpo, and Johnson.
Why are you playing Eze? He's had he played what, 10 minutes?
I might captain him.
You're insane.
He's starting.
I would love that.
He might. Why am I insane?
Do it.
Let's
That's
bet
almost
right
as
now.
bad as me
Bet right
captaining
now,
Evan
Eze
Nielsen.
Eze starts. Bet right now.
It's not really.
No, I don't care about that.
It's
No,
not
I
really a
don't.
bet worth having.
Well, you
not-
just said I'm
dumb.
crazy for starting Eze.
No, for
this week.
captaining him. He gets his first start of the season. You're going to captain him? That's
Thinking
insane.
about it.
That's insane.
No, I think Gakpo's a good shout. I also have Ekatike. I don't know. I have a weird feeling Burnley might play tough. You know what, Brian? I might go crazy and captain Calafiori.
That'd be interesting.
So I don't know. Joao Pedro at Brentford, I don't hate as a captain either, especially because he didn't play a whole lot of minutes for Brazil. So there's that. But I do have a captain issue thingy going on. So I don't know. Brian,
did you think about bringing in Mateta? The answer is no.
I want to get rid of Chris Wood. I like Ekatike at the moment, and I like Joao Pedro. I would like to move Chris Wood out. Hopefully, maybe for Gyökeres next week. But I would definitely not worth taking a hit. So,
I do wonder with Bournemouth, Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Crystal Palace, the next 5 games at Crystal Palace. That's not an easy fixture, but the other 4, Newcastle, Brighton, Newcastle, and Fulham all at home for Bournemouth, and then they're away to Leeds.
Bournemouth is a good show.
I like most anyone you would pick in there. You know who's a good defender for them is I mean everyone's buying Senesi, but Trufair.
He looked really good.
That's a good shout.
He had a
really good
assist.
He had an assist 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That was really good. Yeah.
Last thing, I
like him.
I don't hate Semenyo as a captain home to Brighton this week.
I don't know what Brighton is. I'm not sure what to make of them at all.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up. I'm probably not going to captain Semenyo, but I'm happy to have him now.
I'm gonna vice him.
All right. What's your
move already made? Boring as ever. It was Cole Palmer out, Semenyo in. I think I got him before. I think I got him before his price went up the second time over the break. Like I said, Ruder, Salah. I don't know. I'm not sure what Reinders would do if I was a wild carding.
Right.
Brennan Johnson's in there. Not sure whether he would last if I was wild carding, but I think part of it was, first of all, it's the Manchester Derby. I get it. It's
heated.
It's big time, but City's at home, and I don't think there's anything about Manchester United that does anything for me where I'm like, oh no, how could City get a result against them? I just if
fair.
Cherky's injured, I think the players that are available I think it's a narrow tree, especially now that Marmoush is out.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk forever, like everybody else, about what the heck, where is Phil Foden and what the heck is wrong with him? Is there something wrong with him? So in the meantime, it's the main guys that are there already. So I didn't feel like a overwhelming urge to get rid of him. Reuter's injury was not severe, so I still think, I didn't feel like, would I keep him? Probably not. Do I feel like I need to get rid of him immediately? Not really. Ollie Watkins was one I could have sent out. Would I keep him if I was wild carding? I don't think I would, but they're at Everton. What am I worried about? What am I worried about at Everton?
He ain't scoring against Everton.
Then Sunderland and
Why
Fulham.
not?
That's
Everton's
the issue.
the mighty Mel Pickford.
Yes.
And Tarkowski. You're not scoring on that Everton.
I know. How will anyone score? How will anyone from any other team score against Everton, who managed to lose to Leeds in week 1? No, I'm not confident. I don't love it. Like everybody else that's selling him is not confident. But Chris Wood, I mean, this was supposed to be a tough matchup. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So, but I might play him anyway. And
because last time they played a matchup we did like, didn't work out for us, did it?
Right, exactly. Now, I mean, everyone shipped out Guiu, and then
he might be starting for Chelsea.
Right. Now he's back at Chelsea, and they might actually need him to play striker at some point, and now 4.4 might be a bargain for him. So he's another guy that now is back in everybody's wild card teams because he's 4.4.
And Delap got hurt.
Right, that's exactly
minor. It's a minor injury.
Still, Jackson's gone.
I thought Delap's injury was
Pedro's
not
been
great.
playing in Palmer's spot. Therefore, Gay might be playing.
But even like the defense, Esteve, am I keeping a 4-0 defender? I don't really need to. I wouldn't do it. That's what I mean. I'd go to a 4-5 and 4-6 guy.
That would be an interesting one.
But the rest was Cucurella, it was Pedro Porro, it's Van de Ven. The Spurs are at West Ham. Am I real worried about Spurs not being able to play against this West Ham team? I'm not really.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is,
what is the point?
A bunch of guys that I'm like easily could, if I was wild carding a bunch of those guys, I probably would have.
So are you wild carding?
I'm not.
Okay, perfect.
I just
love that.
So who are you captaining? Then?
Thank you, Travis.
I think it's boring. I think it's Salah, and I'm just gonna take.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna take Salah.
It's so boring.
It's the best matchup and
why don't you have fun?
Best player that I've got.
He says Burnley's going to take it to him.
I know.
I think it's true. Oh, I'm not saying they're going to win. It might be a draw
with a solid double.
You got the mighty duo of Anthony and Cullen in that midfield.
I forgot their names.
I wanted to say Jaden. It was Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden is his first name. Jaden Anthony. Josh Cullen. I got both their first and last names, Travis, in your face. All right, there we go. We had night moves covered. Boys, it's good to be back this weekend. Arsenal kickoff Saturday. No Friday matches this week. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern.
Oh, too early.
12:30 Greenwich Mean Time. And I believe that's it, right? Isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, makes sense. All that being said, for the FPL America podcast, this is David Smith. Until next time.